here we go. It's the FIVE Podcast.
I did not think that when I woke up this morning and Liverpool played Manchester United, I did not think that that would happen. Fucking hell. Welcome back to the FIVE Podcast. What a day, what a night, what an evening, what a show to come back on. You know, we've not been around for a good few weeks, have we? But we're back. Here we go. Mick, Manchester United have just been absolutely dick slapped in the face by Liverpool at Old Trafford, 5-0. Sum it up.
Fucking hell, there's not enough words. I don't think it was just unbelievable. Like, I just feel like it's like the perfect pod to come back on. Obviously, we've had a few weeks off, which was meant to be a week. Then it was 2 weeks. Then it was 3 weeks. And I checked, and it was like last pod Porto. I was like, Porto? I fucking forgot we played Porto. But yeah, fucking hell, 5-0. Like, obviously, when you see the lineup, I was worried. I think we were all worried when we saw no Fabinho, we saw no Matip, we saw no Mane. I think there was a collective like, oh shit, this is like a really difficult place to go to, and you kind of want a bit of continuity in your lineup, and we didn't have that. But fucking hell, the fears were allayed instantly.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw the lineup, the only was I was eyebrows raised. That was Fabinho. I wasn't really too frightened about Matip not playing because I expected at some point he would have dropped out of the side, given the run that he's been on without being injured. So I'm really pleased with that he carried on. So Kanate, I was really excited for, absolutely buzzing about that. And then Mane being given a rest after that, because I like the way Jota plays. So for me, the only one I was worried about was Fabinho. But I get where you're coming from in terms of the continuity and stuff like that. But when the way we started that game, it did feel like straight from minute one, it was a case of right, we're on top of him here, and it didn't take long before we went 1-0 up.
Yeah, what was it? 5 minutes with like just a boss little counter attack and goal. And when you actually like watch the replay back, it's just like the intricate play to make it happen, and like the quick pass and the little triangles, and then Salah's like delays it perfectly, and then Naby's through, and you just like, please just fucking score. And he does, and that's like 5 minutes in. Like, that is like, especially perfect. I think it was like a minute or two before, but Fernandes had that chance, didn't he, where he probably should score. Like, he's in a perfect area, probably near the pen spot, and a player of his quality, you expect him to score that, and that's to go down the other end pretty much in the next minute or two, and to score that kind of would have been an arrow to the heart of that team as well, to kind of kill them off a little bit mentally.
Yeah, I mean, there was this bit sloppy mistake for Liverpool out on the right hand side, wasn't it? I mean, Kanate had done a bit of a strange clearance. So I was a bit like, is this the type of player we're getting? It still reminded me of Sacco a little bit, just the way the clearances were. But I mean, we'll talk about how good of a game he had anyway. But it was. I expected Fernandes to at least hit the target there, but when he missed that, I thought, something's not right upstairs. I mean, it's not right upstairs anyway in general with that man anyway. But like you just said, you go back down the other end, a minute later, and Naby Keita slots it in. And again, I got not to dismay him on Naby Keita's finishing and stuff like that. I just thought typical Old Trafford 1-on-1, he might miss that, but he slots it home perfectly, sends De Gea the wrong way, and I loved the fact that it was a lovely counter-attack, and it was just saying everything. I mean, we can give credit to Liverpool massively, but fuck me, United were fucking poor for that first goal. But then the relentlessness continued for the next 5 minutes. And again, another lovely little counter-attack again. Square ball across, and Diogo Jota slots it home. And I felt a bit sorry for Milner because he's right behind him and he would have had that. But again, 2-0 up within the first 15 minutes. We're in dreamland, aren't we?
Yeah, fucking hell. 13 minutes gone, and you're 2-0 up at Old Trafford. And especially when you look at the team, obviously before it, and we're all a bit worried maybe in terms of what to expect. Because the things like Neville's given it, this is a full strength United team. We're missing Fabinho, who is our main fella in midfield. To be honest, like, he is the guy. He's the engine in that midfield. He cuts off those passing lanes, and he makes us. He is the Van Dijk of our midfield in a way. He is that and crucial. And to be missing him, and to start like that, proper house on fire, 2-0 up after 15 minutes in their own backyard at Old Trafford, we never do that, and that's why it felt so I don't know. Even at 2-0, I was still like, we need a few more here. But that was like, to build on that in the way that we did, it was just fucking. I mean, I've probably put like 30 tweets up during the game, and probably 29 of them have contained the word glorious, and that's the word I would sum that performance up, and that win.
What was that?
Glorious.
What was that 90s song where it's glorious? It was on like every Sky Sports montage. You know what I'm thinking of, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, it's got that weird thing. It goes, wee! You know what I'm on about now, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I'm not going to do that again. But yeah, we need to find out. Let us know. That'll be the theme tune. It is called Glorious, isn't it? I just can't remember. Because when I think of that, I'm thinking of the Paddy Berger song, that montage, whatever that was. Anyway, we're going off fucking track here. Anyway, so that's the one. So anyway, fucking hell, mate. When we were still creating lots of chances, which I really liked. And again, the longer that when it was at 2-0, I didn't have the fear that United were sort of going to get back into it a little bit. I didn't have that sort of fear in me, because we were very dominant within midfield. You know, considering there was the Milner, Henderson, and Keita. Again, it worked again, didn't it? Just like it did the other week.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the time where that midfield gets picked and there's not an absolute just old men crying, like going, "What's going on?" That midfield shit and whatever else, because we know that type of midfield does well. It does well because it allows the fullbacks and the wingers to fucking go forward in full flow, and that's what it did again. Like, that was a full strength United team today, obviously apart from Varane. And we just went there and absolutely fucking dicked them. And it was that the midfield, obviously, that's the basis for any good team. Your midfield needs to be solid to allow the forward players to flourish in the way that they need to. And fucking hell, what they did. Like Keita, obviously getting the first goal. Obviously, Millie went off, didn't he? Injured, unfortunately.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that in a minute, mate. I just what I want to do first is we'll just have a little bit of a whiz through the comments at the minute.
Yeah, go for it.
Dougie's there, 5-0. Wow, absolutely. What a way for us to come back on, definitely, mate. Scored 5 away now, Porto, Watford, and now United. That's a very, very, very big key point there. Yeah. Paul saying, lads, fucking brilliant. Absolutely, mate. Ash is in as well, saying a fully expected Manny to come on and bang though. Absolutely. Crap that man, ain't it? Couldn't get it on the act. But no, absolutely. I'm just glad he got a rest, mate. It's just unbelievable. Ash just put, it's fucking mental. Absolute boss moments. And then we've got cheeky Mr. Favre saying United might sack Ollie, doing a great job. Paul's apologising me because he had the home kit on. It's fine, mate. We still won, but next time, let's just come on. We've waited 12 games for this crew kit to come on, get it on. And then Doug said that Jay, that a crew kit. I told you. I told everybody. But Paul's made a good point.
Something earlier about him being pissed. Is Paul pissed in the comments? Because that's hilarious.
But Paul's put here at 2-0. I was still nervous, and I understand where Paul's coming from. That at 2-0, you're nervous because even if they just got one back at Old Trafford, could put a bit of a setback, couldn't it? So even at 2-0, but I think getting the third 100% calmed the nerves, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're getting towards half time and it's like, 6-7 minutes before half time, you need that. Well, look at the game last week when we played Atletico with 2-0 up and they pull it back. So, and especially when, I think they mentioned it in commentary, like we were 2-0 up, Atletico came back, United were 2 down, they came back. So they're kind of like building that up in everyone's mind that we're watching, like, oh, it could happen, and then you're kind of going, well, it could happen at any point because they've got that many good quality players, like fucking attacking players. It can happen, but that goal was kind of, I said earlier, like that an early goal is like an arrow to the heart, but getting that third one, I think when it's 3-0, that's a huge thing, like mentally in a team's mind. That's a huge road back. I think 2, if you get 1, then you don't need 1 more, but 3. It's a fucking huge task, especially coming up to half time. You've only got 45 minutes to do it. But Mo Salah got an assist for the first one, and you just knew he was going to score at some point. Like,
go on. Sorry, mate. Go on. Finish that.
Well, I was just going to say, I think that was the goal that put him ahead of Didier Drogba as the highest African goal scorer in the Premier League, and he done it in fucking 89 games less.
That's all Mick wants.
Which is just
lashing out. Just That's you when you do your stats.
But when you put that in context, he done it in nearly 90 games fewer than Didier Drogba. It's fucking it's mind blowing. It is absolutely mind blowing. I don't think you can actually fathom it until fucking, I don't know, in another 5 years' time when he's a bit older, and you're like,
the only time you can fathom it is when he's finished, because you could do an entire podcast on Mo Salah and bits like that, and then all of a sudden he then breaks another record. You think, right, I've got to do it again. You just don't talk about it till he's gone. Don't talk about it till he's gone.
And it was, I think that was his 10th consecutive goal as well, and that's another record. I think the last game was the 9th goal, but fucking hell, 10 in a row is just.
He nearly had a goal on half an hour, didn't he? When who was it? Was it Rashford played the ball down the side, and he just went straight past them all, and he was 1-on-1 with De Gea, and he was fuming with himself that he didn't bag that one.
Yeah.
And by that time, I think it was something like 35 minutes or something like that. It was Ronaldo and Fernandes had only had one touch each in the Liverpool box, which says everything. Do you know what I mean? So it's really funny. But then, obviously, on 38 minutes, Salah again. Who else was it going to be? It's a little bit of good fortune because United's defending was all over the place. But you know what I loved about it was Salah tries to hit the ball from the edge of the box. Right, it takes a deflection and goes out to the right hand side. Salah's then being pulled back and still managed to shrug off the challenge and gets in, cross in from Keita, bang, and it's in. And again, that was it. I was just like, right, that's it. It's done now. 3-0. I've no way Liverpool losing this game.
Yeah, and I think I'm just looking at like live score now. After that goal, before half time, they got 3 yellow cards, and the fucking Ronaldo one. That's a red card. It's a red card, isn't it? Let's be honest. We're going to come on to the Pogba thing, but if that's Curtis Jones on Ronaldo at Old Trafford, it's 100% a red card, because Ronaldo's going to do about 48 barrel rolls and fucking end up in fucking row C at the fucking whatever end he's at, and he's going to get a red card. But it reminded me of the Basingwa one back against the Yossi Benayoun
when he kicked him up the
arse. Kicked him in the arse,
yeah. I mean, if I tell you what, if Benayoun had a tramp stamp tattoo on the back of his lower back, that'd have been off. Fucking ridiculous. Honestly, don't even get me started on that prick. I hate him. Yeah. But I also hate him for the way he got in the way of Chelsea's Champions League trophy lift. Like he lifted it himself. Anyway, that's a different thing. It just annoys me, shit like that. Anyway, so yeah, makes it 3, and then decent chance for United when Rashford gets into the area, but it's Liverpool block it before Ronaldo can tap it home, and then we get 3 minutes added on time, and then you think it was a lenient one, that yellow card, but given that fact that extra time was added on, because what happened next? No, Liverpool aren't running down the clock. Guess what? It's 4-0 Salah again.
Yeah, and it's just one of them. Like, it took me by surprise a little bit, because the way Salah's hit it, you're thinking, it's just gonna dribble out for a goal kick or something, but it's just eye of the needle stuff. He's just absolutely pinged it bottom corner, and to be 4-0 up at half time at Old Trafford, when you look back at the results that we've had over the years, the good results like the 4-1, like that's after fucking 90 minutes of football when we've absolutely battered them and whatever else. But to be 4-0 up at half time, it's what dreams are made of. It literally is what dreams are made of. Like the away crowd there were fucking unbelievable, and that I'm jealous of them. I'm jealous that they were there to witness that, because that was like, you're not like, I think Carragher said after the game, like, you're not going to get a better chance to score more than 5 in a game like that. And obviously we controlled it a lot towards the end, which we'll come onto in a bit. But 4-0 at half time, fucking hell, Salah with 2. It's just fucking, it's
and everyone fucked off. Yeah, it was fucking empty. It was fucking empty. To be fair though, when he said that there's still a lot of fans that have stayed in, like there was still like 60,000 left when Neville said that. My father-in-law said something really funny, because he went, well, yeah, that's because the train's back to London for another couple of hours. Book the train, haven't they? I was like,
I was thinking that. I was thinking they're not going to pay fucking 70 quid a ticket to fucking get off at half time and like go all the way back to fucking Peckham, are they? They're gonna stay for the rest of the fucking game, aren't they? So
yeah, exactly. It's a day out. To be fair, they probably wanted to stay to watch Liverpool. They're probably like, I'm sticking around to watch Liverpool play.
Yeah, what's the best team in the world?
Exactly. But again, mate, second half kicks off, and we're 4 or 5 minutes into the game, and bang, who gets his hat trick? Salah. And that's where we talk about the Hendo pass, which was absolutely just fucking disgusting. I think it's on Pornhub in a bit. I will load up Pornhub later on. I'll get the candles out, and I'll have a little go whilst watching that pass. But mate, fires the ball, Salah, ball at his feet, and it's only going in one direction, isn't it? Past De Gea. I actually thought on Salah's second touch, he might have hit it a little bit too far, and De Gea might get it, but no, he's just fucking road running. Mimi.
Yeah, the finish is just, it is literally like the Fulham, the Gerrard to Sturridge Fulham goal. That's what it literally reminded me of, and I had a chat with mate Al about it, and it's like, it's literally the perfect, the ball is just, it's unbelievable. It literally is outside the boot, under pressure, and Salah's through. And like you said, like to first touch, second touch, you're kind of thinking, has he gone a bit too far with it? But then to dink it in the way that he did. Well, yeah, when we touched on like the game in terms of like what we felt before, like I was excited to see what Salah was going to do in this game, because there was a lot of questions about Mo Salah in terms of, oh, he's got this hoodoo at Old Trafford, like he doesn't play well. But look at the stats, he scored 4 in like 3 games before this game, and it's like, yeah, Luke Shaw does do well against them historically in these games, and I just think today was like the time where Salah was like, fuck this, and fuck that little shit bastard at left back. We're gonna fucking bag a load of goals here. And the way that he scored that one was just like, just typical Mo Salah, weren't it? Like, it's just one of them. You expect it to go back into the back of the net, and that's the highest compliment you can pay of him, really.
True that, mate. And then a few minutes later, United actually have the ball in the back of the net, don't they, from Ronaldo? To be fair to Ronaldo, was a great finish. It really was. A bit lackadaisy in terms of Liverpool's defending there, because what really annoyed me is they had 2 on it, and they allowed Ronaldo the time to get it on his right foot, which you just don't do. Don't get me wrong, the man is still just as dangerous with his left, but when he's got that time and space, he's always going to find the target. Not necessarily the back of the net, but he did, and it was the only place he could put it with. And beating Alisson like that is just incredible. However, it does get denied, and it gets put to VAR, and it's offside. I couldn't see the offside. I know they were looking at Rashford, but for me, Ronaldo was onside. Am I being wrong there, or just tell me what's going on?
I think it was a tight one. It was definitely tight, but I think that was just the ice on the cake, especially after like the yellow card instance earlier. Should have been a red. The fact that he then goes and scores, I like you said, a decent goal, to be fair, but defending wasn't great in terms of, he's going to cut on his right and fucking bury it bottom corner, and he did. Good finish, but that was just literally icing on the cake. I think Neville said it in commentary that like all the goals we'd scored, that might be the best moment of the match for Liverpool fans, because Ronaldo's celebrating, and then we've got the opportunity to then get it ruled off and then fucking rub it in the face as well. Exactly. So that was like just crowning moment. That was just, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Good finish, but yeah, I think it was on them. It's marginal, isn't it? Like, you look at I think it was the second goal, wasn't it? Jota. I was thinking, oh, it's fucking tight, that one. Like, maybe last year that would definitely get ruled out, and maybe the same for the Ronaldo one probably would have counted last year. But the fact that they've kind of fixed it a little bit this year, I'm happy.
No, absolutely. I mean, anytime. I mean, because I was fuming, because I was like, oh, come on, finally, there goes your clean sheet. Like, keep it tight, man. Regardless of being 5-0, you don't want to concede goals. But anyway, thank God it was disallowed. And then the Pogba red card not long after. I don't. It was a frustrating tackle, that. Do you know what I mean? From his perspective, like, we're getting battered 5-0, or we're getting fucking people shouting at us. I'm jumping in, but he's gone in there. He's left the fucking ground, and it's 2 foot. And I just think it should be a fucking straight red. So I don't know why the referee. I mean, fair play. I had to look at it again and go back up. But yeah, there's no arguments there, is it? Stonewall red.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think even like in real time, I thought maybe it's kind of one of them where he's got the ball and his foot's gone over the ball, which you can kind of excuse a little bit more, but it's not. It's just a lazy tackle. He's frustrated. I think Bruno Fernandes done a similar one, really.
Yeah, he did.
Curtis Jones, where he's gone over the ball and caught Curtis Jones' leg, and it could have been a lot worse if Curtis Jones' leg was a bit more planted in the turf. But yeah, when you watch it back again, the ref's gone over to have a look at it. You're like, fucking hell, it's the easiest red card you'll ever see. It's like, I don't even put the way Pogba's got the cheek to even look surprised by it.
I know
is one of the is even worse in a way, because like, you know, you've just fucking absolutely cleaned some out, and God knows what's going on with Naby. I think someone put in the comments earlier any update on Naby, and we've got no idea at the moment, but I'm hoping it's not going to be a long one. But the fact that he got stretchered off, that couldn't even get back on his feet, it could be a fracture. Who knows? But he's going to be out for a while, isn't he?
Well, Klopp's just said it's very hard. We have to see how serious it is. We'll know more tomorrow or the day after. He's currently in great shape and is an exceptional player. So obviously right now there's no news, because obviously the lads are just, you can't get news pretty much straight away after the game, because there's not enough time to have them assessed by the club doctors. They've got to get them back to training. So, you know, you're not going to get any news straight away. But, you know, before he was injured, Naby Keita, I thought he had a fantastic game, and so did Millie, to be fair. But with Millie, it just shows that you're playing that amount of games at his age, it is going to take its toll. I mean, he's super fit anyway, but maybe it just took a little, because he stretched for a ball, didn't he? And that's why he ended up going off, because he stretched for the ball. I just think is when you are world class athletes like me and Milner at 36 years of age each, you know, it's difficult to keep it up, boys. You know what I mean? So then again, I'm not 36 till Wednesday, so I'll still play 35. But yeah, I just, you know, fair play to what? Go on.
I was going to say, I loved, like, when it cut to Millie after he went off, and it was like, I was just trying to read what he was saying, like lip read him, and I'm sure he said, thanks to Robbo's shit pass. I'm convinced he said that, because Robbo played it back to him, like behind him.
He did,
obviously didn't look where he was, played it where he was a minute ago, and he moved, and then Millie's like fucking pulled something as he's turned, because he's getting on in years and whatever else. But yeah, in a way, I thought it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I was like, I thought Curtis Jones probably would have started this game, to be honest with you. And the fact that he did come on after half an hour, in a way, I was like, yeah, this is good, because he's got that energy. He knows what these type of games are about. He's going to come on. He's not going to take no shit. And we know he's going to do that. But I think Curtis Jones, obviously only 20, he's a bit more durable. And I think he, in terms of carrying the ball, I thought he was really good. Every time he picked the ball up, you knew we were going to create something from it.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I think with the Naby Keita thing now, I'm just kind of hoping that it's not as serious. I'm hoping it's just like, it might just have been a precaution thing. It was like, look, I can't really walk on it. I can't run on it. I'll just wait till tomorrow, and we'll just see. So just absolutely just keep everything crossed, because it does worry us, doesn't it? Where it's another midfielder that's taking an injury like that. But no doubt there'll be plenty of people in the world saying, we should have brought another midfielder.
Well, I put a comment, didn't I, in our little group, in a little WhatsApp chat, like, just people going, if we don't win this, blood's on FSG's hands. And just like,
yeah, the fuck tweeted that.
Hell.
Yes, we hadn't even kicked the ball, and she's tweeting, if we don't win this, it's on FSG and blood on their hands. Like, fuck off, love. Jesus Christ, not a cup final. Jesus Christ. Moron.
Like, there's overreacting, and there's that, isn't he? Like, you look at the lineup, obviously, Fabinho's injured. He's not in the squad. He's not playing. He's injured, obviously. What are you meant to do? Just fucking go, oh, sorry, lads, we can't play today if Fabinho's injured. You've got a good enough team there. Hendo was quality in the sixth. Obviously, there was moments where they were getting in behind, but if you're missing Fabinho, I'm sure the whole team would say, if Fabinho's not in there, we're a weaker team. I think everyone knows that. I think everyone agrees with that, because it's the truth. Hendo does a good job as his deputy, and we've got Millie in there and Keita, who've done well. Both went off injured, but then like Curtis Jones has come in and Ox has come in and done well. So we just need to,
I mean, no one who came on today looked out of place in terms of that midfield. Do you know what I mean? It was great, the fact that we could bring Mane on, and you know, I know we've skipped over a little bit of the game, but I just want to touch on, you know, fair play to David De Gea with his save against Trent. I'm thinking that's fucking 6-0. That I'm thinking, bang, that's in. But you know, great save. Trent's just proving that he's got another banger of a shot. I did find it funny as well when towards the end, when there was a free kick for United, and the ball got played over, and McTominay heads it down, and Cavani just puts it straight onto the bar from like 2 yards, which I thought was hilarious. 8 minutes to go, but what I really liked and celebrate about Liverpool is with half an hour to go and it was 5-0. I was expecting another couple of goals, I must be honest, but they managed the game really, really well, and I was really impressed with that. Even at Old Trafford, they still knew, like, well, listen, we're 5-0 up now. Let's not try and go 6, 7, 8. Let's just manage the game, pass it well. There's quite a few Ole passes. I want to celebrate Konate, mate. I think for him to come in.
I was just going to bring that up. I thought he was fucking.
This game when no one thought he would. Everyone was expecting a Matip and Van Dijk partnership. Absolutely brilliant. Because I thought Konate was a shoe-in for Wednesday. He probably still is a shoe-in for Wednesday.
Yeah.
But to throw him in there, I thought he looked calm, collected again with Van Dijk. Thought it was dead easy again. I thought his presence was fantastic. He's a big lad. He's a big unit. So impressed with him, mate. And I think we've got one hell of a centre half there, haven't we?
Yeah, I think that was one of the, obviously, with missing Fabinho, and then you're thinking, well, we're definitely going to, you're thinking you're definitely going to have Matip in there then, just to kind of keep the team as samey as it has been, because we've been so good. But then he changes it up, and Klopp says, well, Boo's looked great in training, and then this was a good game for him. And you're thinking, away to United, is it a good game for him? Like, is it like, to start a game, you are a bit worried for him, but then you think about it, you think, well, Rashford's going to be on that side, Trent needs the cover, Ibu's fucking rapid, and he proved that. He was more than able to, apart, like you said earlier, apart from that tackle where they maybe should score from Bruno Fernandes before a goals even went in. Apart from that, he was top quality. Like, every time getting forward, they were that pace, like Van Dijk and Konate as a back two with that pace. It's like you don't get much better than that in terms of it, trying to defend against the United team who've got a lot of pace in there. And I think they've both done really well. And props to Konate, because he's came in there, could have looked really nervous, could have looked really like scared maybe to come up against a good United team in their own backyard, but he was fucking just coolness personified, weren't he? He was boss, and long may it continue. And like you said, that's why we waited for him. Like, we had Kabak and whatever else, we let him go, and that's the reason why, because we wanted to bring this kid in who we know can be at the club for a long time, and he's fucking, yeah, he's quality.
He is quality, mate. And again, he'll play Wednesday, more game time under his belt, chance for him to dominate. I don't care who you're playing. If you're at another level over Preston, as Liverpool are, they will still give him the biggest confidence boost. We've all done it. You've all been like fucking 15 years of age and you've played football with a bunch of little kids and you've got the ball at your feet and you're doing Ronaldinho turns and they're all running after you. Makes you feel a boss, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what age you are and what level you're at, it still happens. So yeah, Wednesday will be another interesting game, mate. It really will. But Premier League table, as it looks now, Liverpool are 1 point behind Chelsea. That was a really, really healthy goal difference there. It puts us +1 against Chelsea for goal difference as well. So +21 for us, +20 for them. But they're obviously a point ahead of us. Puts us a point ahead of City. And then six points ahead of United now, which is just brilliant. They've dropped down to 7th. So yeah. Can't ask for any more than that, can you? Besides dropping points against Chelsea and City, but mate, still undefeated. Love it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, to keep pace with Chelsea after they go and fucking absolutely snot Norwich 7-0. I was like, I thought they'd beat Norwich, but then my phone was just pinging like 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. I was like, fucking hell. Like, without Werner and without without Lukaku, sorry. I thought they might maybe take a bit more time to absolutely batter Norwich, but they just done it with ease, and it's like they are like the real deal this year. And I think it's going to be, I'm speaking to a few City fans, they're thinking that it's going to be us and Chelsea, and they're just thinking, well, we might finish 3rd, which is mad really, because then you watch City yesterday against Brighton and they've got the likes of Foden and Bernardo Silva who looks back on top form. They've just got so many good players who can tear a team apart in the blink of an eye. So
yeah,
it's going to be, it's poised perfectly, like 9 games in, and there's only 2 points separating the top 3, and obviously we've got Brighton, I think, coming up on. Obviously we've got Preston coming up in the cup, but then we've got Brighton on Saturday, so that's going to be another tricky game. And I hope the Brighton turned up yesterday in City, because we'll just give them another fucking good hiding as well.
They were well at Anfield, mate. I think the confidence that this Liverpool side now has at the minute is just, it's up there for me with 18, 19, 19, 20. Yeah. I mean, last season, it just proves more that last season was just a fucking anomaly. And all the stuff we were saying last season.
All the stuff we were saying is true. All the stuff that we were saying the whole time, like we're missing players, like it became almost like a bit of a running cliche, didn't it? Like once we get these players back, we'll be back to where we were. If you take all those players out, it'll affect anyone. And people were like, no, you've got to have a better squad. You've got to do this. You've got to recruit better and whatever else. And it's like, well, now you understand. Now you understand how big Virgil van Dijk is to this team. Joel Matip obviously done really well, and then Konate's come in making another signing. Who people that he went under the radar as well. Konate, the Konate signing. So it's stuff like that you kind of go, well, Klopp does know what he's fucking doing. Obviously, missing huge players in Virgil van Dijk, it'll affect anyone. If you're relying on the way that we do, he's like a cheat code. He literally is. He's such a calm presence. Those balls out from the back, it's like having another midfielder in there. And I think you don't really understand that unless you're a Liverpool fan. And trying to convey that to another Premier League fan, it's hard to do because he's that good. You can't really convey how good he is until people see it in the flesh. And thank God he's back, and thank God he's looking the way that he was, because he's just a fucking.
Yeah, I still think he can go up a gear.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got that other level, but he's that calm and commanding presence, isn't he? You know, when the opposition see who they're up against, they go, "Oh, great, he's back." You know, pulling it to the other end of and we'll finish the show with this discussion, and Fat Allison's just put it in as well. Give Salah whatever wages he wants. Now, we've not had a chance to speak about this contract situation on a show, mate, but where did you stand with it? Because there's lots of stuff going on at the minute, hasn't there? Like, FSG won't put their hand in the pocket. You know, he's come out and said that he really wants to stay. Yeah, we know he wants to stay, but there's some of that. Someone's got to give here. Now, I'm truly in the camp of give him whatever he wants. He's worth every fucking penny. Liverpool have never gone over a certain barrier of wages, but they've had to break certain barriers for the likes of Van Dijk, for the likes of Hendo. This is going to take us up another level in terms of wage structure. Now, I don't think any other player in that dressing room would begrudge Salah the triple increase, because if Salah's scoring goals and winning us trophies, those players are winning trophies as well. So for me, if Salah wants the reported 400k a week, fucking give it him.
Yeah, I think like most fan channels like Redmen and whatever else, I've been watching obviously their shows and whatever, and they're saying the same thing. It's like I
think it'll happen. Do you?
Yeah, no person in that dressing room are gonna go, well, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you giving him 500k? It's like Trent put a tweet up just after the game with Mo fucking in a headlock going best in the world. Like, they all know he's the best in the world. They all know scoring an hat-trick at Old Trafford, and the things that he's been doing this year, like 10 appearances, 14 goals, and I think 2 assists. He's just breaking records for fun, and I think he knows he's the best in the world, and we all know it as well. I think the whole Premier League do. So it's like the thing is, if you let him go, which would be the biggest fucking travesty in the world, you've then got to bring someone in on a similar wage budget, probably, that they'll demand Mbappe. They're going to want 500k, 400k, whatever else. It's similar. Then you're going to have to pay for them as well. Fucking God knows how much, 100 million, fucking God knows. So it's a similar thing. So in a way, it's like, well, the way football's going now, money's just gone mad. It has, but that you've just got to kind of go with what it is and just accept it for what it is. So, and he's the best in the world. So it's like, just give him whatever he wants, and I'm sure it'll happen. Like, Klopp's been a bit coy on what's going to happen, I think, and Salah said like it's in the club's hands and whatever else. So it's just been.
Yeah, I think from that little interview he did, I think from his smile, the way he spoke about it, I think he knows. He'd have a different attitude, and he wouldn't be playing the way he's playing on the field, so it would have an effect. Yeah. You know, so I am firmly believing that signing will happen. You know, this new contract. I just think they're just waiting for the right time. I reckon there's a time to do it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, there's loads of people that are worried and all that sort of stuff, and it constantly churns out the bullshit about our owners are tight as cramp and they don't give a shit and blah blah fucking blah. Because it's a load of bollocks. It is an absolute load of bollocks. They're not. They're very smart people, and there's no way they would let Mo Salah go from this football club if it was a question of his wages. It just wouldn't happen. He will sign. I know he will. You know, I'm not saying I'm in the know because I'm fucking not. I've got a fucking clue. Yeah, I've not got a crystal ball. But you see it in history of watching this fucking game of football. You know when someone's signing a contract, you can tell. Yeah, it'll happen. I just think they're waiting for the perfect moment to go. There you go. There's his new contract. So.
Yeah, it could well be the waiting for when, God forbid, if we have a bit of a bad result, and then they'll go, right, here's the right time, bang, there you go. There's your contract news. Get everyone back on side again. And yeah, I think, like you said, judging from what Klopp's been saying, like Klopp's like demeanor in press conferences, that Salah interview where he's like kind of smiling, he's been putting out fucking loads of tweets going, we want to win the league, and we want to do this, we want the fans behind us, and doesn't really do that very often. And the fact that he's been doing it a lot more, and like the celebrations, he just looks, he's at home. And I think that interview where he's like, I could never see myself playing against Liverpool. And then obviously I think the interviewer said something that Gary Neville was saying, which is another point entirely, saying that Salah needs to go to Real Madrid or a Barcelona to complete his career. And the usual shit they always say, which 10 years ago, yeah, I would completely agree with that, when they were maybe more of a powerhouse in Real Madrid and Barcelona, where it's like, yeah, they are like quality, and to put Salah in that team,
not anymore,
it would be another cheat code altogether. But you could see he's going to sign. It's just a matter of when. And I think it's nervous times when you're looking at it now, maybe because you're like, well, you just want it to happen, and it's that impatience that we now have with social media and whatever else, where you want stuff immediately and you want the contract signing. But I think it will happen, and I think
the Veruca Salts of this world.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow.
The fucking big blueberry, but yeah.
Listen, just what a fucking game. And I think, you know, everyone should have that saved on their Sky box or their Virgin box, or get it on Sky Go and just watch it again. I mean, I'm talking to you now. This has been a fantastic 40 minutes, and I've still got to watch the after bit. You know, I've still got all that to look for, and I'm looking at the comments and everything like, Gary Neville's not happy. Maguire doesn't know what to say. Can't wait. The missus wants to watch a film tonight. It's not happening. She can on PlayStation. I'm just watching all the fucking after. I might rewatch the entire fucking game again. Is that good?
I just want to see what Ole says, to be honest. Yeah, I want to see what his excuse is, in a way, because I mean, going off a 4-0, they were getting booed, and it's like he's walking off and he can hear that loud and clear, like, and he knows that they were fucking horrendous in that first half, and it didn't get any better really. Pogba getting sent off and whatever else, so they've been royally fucked. And I think, yeah, the interview he gave was like, we need to start off on the right foot and all the positivity. And I watched a little bit of what Carragher and that was saying, and they were saying like, well, what is the thinking? Like, is it like the United way? Is it like we're just buying players because like Ronaldo, and Sancho doesn't get a chance because Ronaldo's there? And there's so many talking points about why it's not working. It's just I love it. I absolutely love it, because it was us a while back and they were doing so well. So I just absolutely revel in it. I do.
Yeah, so do I, mate. So do I. And the thing is, when they've been fucked, they've been fucked, pillaged, had their hair pulled, dry bummed, everything. It was just like the worst kind of hardcore porn. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice. It was that really disgusting, rough, horrible, you know, slapping, spitting, pulling hair, you know, just
golden showers, the lot.
Fucking. It was great.
Donkey punch, whatever else is the.
Yeah, well, but anyway, listen, mate, brilliant show, loved it. Thank you to everybody in the comments.
Yeah, nice one.
Tomo says I'm going to be in the doghouse. Absolutely not. Becky likes being on the PlayStation more than it's like spending time with me. So read into that. Alan's in from YouTube saying Ollie's getting sacked in the morning. I really hope he doesn't. He's doing a fantastic job. Which is, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, listen, thank you to everybody in the comments that has joined us tonight. It's great to see you all again. And yeah, we'll be back towards the end of the weekend. We'll be looking at the Preston game and looking forward to the Brighton game, which will be great. And yeah, have a lovely Sunday evening. And yeah, Mick, anything to add? Anything you want to say there?
No, fucking enjoy it. I'm just gonna go and get a few more bevies, I think. And I wasn't gonna drink tonight, but the way that game's gone, I'm gonna have a few more, I think, because that's these games, the type of games don't come around that often, so we need to fucking revel in that up the fucking Reds.